Hi folks, it's Dan from Willem. This is Logo Talk, where I talk to you all about logos. Today I'm going to try and get to this question about, is logo design an art or is it a science? Well, I'll cut to the chase. It's a bit of both. The science piece is when we use logic and reason and we kind of put meaning into our design, and there's hidden messages and there's all kinds of thought that goes into this. And this is more of a logical approach to things. However, sometimes logos are created out of pure whimsy. And this is more of what makes logo designing fun. And I would say this is more of what makes it an art and less of a science. A great example of a logo that we all know that originated in whimsy is the Apple logo. And I guess as legend has it, Steve Jobs worked in an apple orchard and was driving in a car one day with Wozniak, and he says to Woz, what do you think about Apple computers? I kind of like how that sounds. And so that's how it all began. And after this whimsical kind of idea came to Steve Jobs, this is when they started placing the meaning onto the idea or the logo itself. There's an original piece of artwork that Steve Jobs did himself that has Isaac Newton sitting under an apple tree. And I think the idea was, well, Isaac Newton was a revolutionary thinker, and he wanted Apple computers to be a revolutionary, business. And think different. This was the tagline for Apple for so long. And then there's associations that came after the Isaac Newton thoughts. There was, Adam and Eve and the tree of knowledge and computers holding all of this knowledge. Also, one reason that Steve Jobs liked the name Apple is this was way back when phone books were still around, and Apple began with an A, and this was always, businesses tried to come up with names where their business names were at the front of the alphabet, because people would open the phone book and look in the A's section. And apparently Apple was ahead of Atari, and this was important to Steve Jobs. Another projected meaning we put on the Apple logo is this bite out of the logo. The designer for the logo, his name is Rob Janoff, and people were asking, why is that bite there? Bytes. This is computer language. There's bytes when we're talking about computers. According to Rob Janoff, though, this is not the case. He took this bite out of the apple to distinguish it from a cherry. Because if you had this shape, people with this little leaf, it could look like a cherry. So the bite there let the viewer kind of contextualize what they were seeing in the graphic, and thus you have this apple design. So I think, in summary, what's really interesting about the Apple logo is that it didn't really have the meaning baked in, but we project our meanings onto the logo. And I think this is something that, this whimsical approach to it, Apple eventually over time used this to its advantage. So instead of it having a distinguished, specific meaning to it in its design, people kind of tried to project their own thoughts and ideas about what this Apple image means, why Apple Computers was named Apple. And I like the fact that maybe it's just, I like the sound of it. And maybe that's all there was to it. So I hope you found this insightful. Thanks for listening to Logo Talk, and we'll see you again soon.